The Ghost and the Phantom. Two Rolls-Royces, both engineered to silence the world, both designed to make mortals feel like gods. And we all know which one demands $500,000 before you even pick the paint. So how did Rolls-Royce build an empire where their cheapest car still costs more than most people's houses? To understand why Rolls-Royce dominates luxury in a way no other brand can touch, we need to understand something about exclusivity itself. And the best way to see this is through their entire model lineup, from entry-level opulence to literal royalty on wheels. Look, it starts with the Ghost, priced around $354,750 in the US. This thing rolls out with a 6.75-liter twin-turbo V12 pumping 563 horsepower to all four wheels, launching this 5,500-pound palace from 0 to 60 in 4.8 seconds. The interior wraps you in full-grain leather and lamb's wool floor mats so plush your feet basically go on vacation. Starlight headliner twinkling above, dashboard glowing with the Ghost nameplate, creating this magical atmosphere that makes you forget you're still technically in a car. But here's the twist. Despite being the entry-level Rolls-Royce, the Ghost delivers the same bank vault quiet and magic carpet air suspension as its more expensive siblings. It's not a compromise. It's a statement. Big deal, right? Fast forward to what this actually means on the road. The 8-speed transmission uses GPS to pre-select gears for upcoming corners, keeping everything perpetually smooth. All-wheel steering improves handling, though this isn't a sports sedan. It prefers to glide rather than whip around turns. And yeah, it gets wild when you realize one Ghost costs the same as 8 Mercedes S-Classes. But none of those S-Classes give you that spirit of ecstasy hood ornament leading your way. None of them make people stop and stare. The Ghost isn't just a driver's car that's supremely comfortable. It's your first taste of automotive aristocracy. If you're into breakdowns like this, hit subscribe. Welcome to VIP Auto. But the Ghost's ambitions are just the beginning. Enter the Cullinan, their ultimate luxury SUV, named after the largest diamond ever discovered. Starting around $394,000 and easily crossing $450,000 in black badge form, this thing is basically an all-wheel drive luxury car with 8 inches of ground clearance and an off-road mode. Not that any owner is rock crawling in their rolling palace, but the fact that you could traverse a muddy estate or snowy mountain in total comfort. That's the entire point. Same 6.75-liter twin-turbo V12, tuned for 563 horsepower, or 592 in black badge trim, moving this 3-ton SUV with alarming ease. Here's the wild part. 0 to 60 happens in 4.9 seconds, which is absurd for something with the aerodynamic profile of a literal boulder. But speed is secondary to the Cullinan's real talent, delivering first-class travel for the entire family. Butter-soft leather everywhere, rich wood veneers, deep-pile lamb's wool rugs, seats that massage you while fiber optic stars twinkle above. The rear can be configured as a lavish 2-seat lounge or a practical 3-across bench. And for the ultimate tailgate party, Rolls offers a viewing suite, 2 pop-out leather chairs, and a cocktail table in the boot, perfect for polo matches or champagne sunsets. If you think about it, the Cullinan is the ultimate power move. It doesn't compete with Range Rovers. It doesn't acknowledge 6-figure competitors. It stands alone, nearly twice as expensive as a Bentley Bentayga or Mercedes Maybach GLS, making those other luxury SUVs look positively pedestrian. It doesn't want to be the best luxury SUV. It doesn't care about being practical. It wants to dethrone every competitor by simply existing in a different dimension entirely. Then comes the Spectre, and this is where Rolls-Royce flips the entire script. Their first fully electric vehicle, priced around $422,000, sitting right above the Cullinan but below the final boss. It's a large, stately two-door with fastback styling so elegant it looks like it's wafting even when parked. Dual electric motors deliver 584 horsepower and 664 pound-feet of torque, launching this nearly 3-ton coupe from 0 to 60 in about 4.4 seconds, silently. Just velvet smooth thrust pinning you to your seat. But here's where it gets interesting. The Spectre is built on Rolls-Royce's latest aluminum space frame, designed from the ground up for electric power, resulting in a chassis that's 30% stiffer with the battery pack acting as 1,500 pounds of sound insulation. It's not just quiet, it's heavy silence. The kind of silence that makes you question if physics still applies. The range sits around 260 to 290 miles per charge, not Tesla beating, but more than sufficient for the typical Rolls owner's travels. DC fast charging tops the battery from 10% to 80% in about 34 minutes, just enough time for Earl Grey in the lounge. And yeah, the interior takes Rolls-Royce's famous Starlight headliner and extends it to the doors, embedding 4,796 softly glowing stars in them. The dashboard fascia adds another 5,500 illuminated stars around the Spectre nameplate, a design that took over 10,000 hours to develop. At night, you're drifting through the cosmos. Stick around and join VIP Auto for more dives like this. Rolls-Royce cheekily notes the Spectre isn't here to chase performance numbers. Sure, a Tesla Model S Plaid might outrun it in a drag race, but a Spectre owner would likely respond, "Darling, drag races are for commoners." Because this car isn't about acceleration. It's about proving the electric era can be even more lavish than the petrol age. It doesn't want to be fast. It doesn't care about efficiency. It wants to redefine what luxury means when the engine disappears. But the Spectre's ambitions really peak when you compare it to the Phantom, the absolute pinnacle. Starting at around $560,000 before bespoke customizations, and extended wheelbase versions easily approaching $600,000 plus. The Phantom carries a legacy dating back to 1925. It's often called the best car in the world, and with Bentley's Mulsanne discontinued in 2020, the Phantom now stands in a class of one, the automotive equivalent of a private island. Enormous, extravagant, and exquisitely crafted to every last detail. Over 19 feet long in extended form, with that iconic Parthenon grille topped by the Spirit of Ecstasy, it's elegantly proportioned with classic upright lines that somehow manage to be stately rather than gaudy. The familiar 6.75-liter twin-turbo V12 delivers 563 horsepower, whispering the Phantom from 0 to 60 in about 5.1 seconds. Power delivered so smoothly that at 100 miles per hour, it feels like 50. Thanks to 200 plus pounds of sound insulation, double pane glass, and soft close coach doors, the loudest thing at speed might just be the ticking of its Cartier clock. The interior is where the Phantom leaves every other car on Earth behind. Hand-polished wood veneers, deep pile lamb's wool carpets, milled aluminum knobs, yards of supple leather sourced from carefully raised cattle. The rear seats are designed for VIPs. Many Phantoms are chauffeur-driven after all. You can opt for a privacy suite with electrochromatic glass and soundproofing, creating a mobile boardroom or sanctuary for royalty. Rear passengers get reclining airline-style seats with ottomans, massagers, and a champagne cooler. Overhead, the Starlight headliner twinkles with personalized constellations. And unique to the Phantom is the gallery, a dashboard panel behind glass where you can commission custom artwork. Yes, the Phantom literally lets you display fine art in your dash. One owner installed a 3D printed gold and Swarovski crystal collage. That's the level of personalization on offer. If you think about it, the Phantom is the ultimate flex. It doesn't compete with other luxury sedans. It doesn't acknowledge price comparisons. It exists in a stratosphere where the only real competition might be a well-appointed Gulfstream jet, except the Gulfstream can't drive you to dinner in Manhattan. The Phantom holds no equal. It doesn't want to be the best luxury car. It doesn't care about being the most practical. It wants to be the automotive equivalent of wearing a crown, and it succeeds absolutely. And if you're still watching, you're basically part of VIP Auto now. We just broke down Rolls-Royce's entire lineup, from the Ghost's entry-level opulence to the Phantom's unmatched supremacy. If you want us to tear through other car brands with the same energy, drop your requests in the comments. But for now, consider subscribing. Thanks for rolling with us.